Are you serious? Are you serious? Aliens, AI, and the Antichrist. Well, remember that conference we had, which was unbelievable. Well, we've got some more information that has just been released about aliens that I think we need to touch back up on this. And so I'm going to do that in just a second. Also, the Aliens, AI, and the Antichrist DVDs are here. You get both of these. You get this 8 DVDs with all these great speakers on the back, 2 discs of L.A. Marzulli, one of Pastor Paul, one of Russ Dizdar, Steve Quayle, Rex Bear, Mike from around the world, and Pastor Mark Biltz. And then this one, you also get the film, Aliens, AI, the Antichrist, the film by my son Bart Begley. We send both of these to you in the mail, and we will send you a mask, a free mask of Psalms 91, verse 10, and a free bottle of hand sanitizer. That's all goes to you. So get your order in today. Now, let me tell you what's going on. Aliens are everywhere, but first a shout out to sendmejesus.com. That's sendmejesus.com. I just want to share this with you because a lot of people love the coins. Send me Jesus. Sendmejesus.com. Guys, here's the deal with this. I mean, what a beautiful coin, really. And it's free. What? It's free. Keep this Send Me Jesus coin. Keep it wherever you go. This limited edition 2020 Christ the Last Supper coin. This limited edition coin is highly sought after and is being given away completely for free until these run out. They still got them. Just pay for the shipping. That's all. Because these coins are free, they're going to go fast. So hurry. Get yours while you still can. Simply get your own 2020 The Last Supper coin. Going fast, guys. Get it right now at www.sendmejesus.com. That's www.sendmejesus.com. They're free. Wow. Great Christian company, too. We're getting a lot of good feedback about that company. Guys, aliens, look, by the year 2040, here's the report. By the year 2040, Americans plan on voting for another president again. Can you imagine what that's going to be like 20 years from now? Who's that going to be? And where will America be then, really? But also that year, besides the presidential election, Japan promises to stop using nuclear power. And are going to go to just no more nuclear power plants for Japan by 2040. Even Britain's Prince George will be 27 years old in that year. Think about that. He's 4th in line to the throne of England. And as the interactive above demonstrates, the world is likely to find alien life of some sort, it's believed by UFOologists. It could happen even sooner, they say, depending on how many civilians are out there and how many civilizations are there to be found. To understand why this is, it helps to know about someone named Frank Drake. Drake is the least lonely man on Earth. Here's why. If not in the entire galaxy, most of us are reserving judgment on whether there is an intelligent life on other planets. We haven't even found bacteria yet, okay? Much less a race of aliens with internet service and takeout food. But then again, how big is this universe? And we address that in the Aliens, AI, and the Antichrist, these great speakers. Drake, though, was an astrophysicist and chairman of the California-based Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence Institute. He had no such doubts about ET. In 1961, the year I was born, when he was working at the National Radio Astronomy Observatory in Green Bank, West Virginia, Drake developed what's the now famous Drake equation, which calculates how many advanced and detectable civilizations there should be in the Milky Way in any one year. The number turns out to be potentially huge, and while it's admittedly based on a number of Earth-centric suppositions, the collapse of any one of which calls much of the equation into question. All of those scenarios, guys, are based in increasingly solid science, he said. You can start with the number of stars in our galaxy, which is conservatively estimated at 100 billion, though it's often cited as 3 times that. And of those 100 billion, just in our galaxy, from 20% to 50% probably harbor planetary systems, and estimate that that becomes more and more reliable as the Kepler Space Telescope and various ground-based observatories detect increasing numbers of exoplanets. Not all of those exoplanets would be capable of sustaining life like Earth does. So the equation assumes that 1 to 5 in any system could. Of those bio-friendly worlds, maybe 0% to 100% world actually goes on to develop life. And of those worlds, in turn, let's say from 0 to 100, would develop life forms that we would consider intelligent. Now, the mere existence of intelligent life forms tells us nothing. However, unless they have the ability to make themselves known, which means to manipulate radio waves or other forms of electromagnetic signaling, Drake estimates that from 10 to 20% of the smart civilizations would clear that bar. He thinks there's some of them out there. Finally, and perhaps most possible of the equation, considers how long any one of those civilizations will be around to blink their signals our way. A sun like ours survives for about 10 billion years. Life on Earth has been around for only, whatever you want to say, how many thousand years. And humans have been radio capable for barely 100 years, that we've actually had the ability to send out radio waves. If we destroy ourselves in our environmental or nuclear holocaust tomorrow, our signal will go dark then. If we survive for tens of thousands of years, we will be announcing our presence to the cosmos far longer, and the same is true to all the other possible civilizations that may live in our Milky Way. Factor all of this together and stir in a little statistical seasoning concerning our increasingly ability to study other star systems for signals. As the above interaction would show, the results can vary wildly if you play the game conservatively, lowballing all of the variables. You might get about 1,000 detectable civilizations out there at any given time. Play it more liberally, you could maybe have hundreds of millions of possible civilizations. The interactions let you play the game yourself. So, bottom line, statistically, the Drake equation is this. There could be about 1,000 possible exoplanets in our galaxy that could have a life form similar to us. Maybe there's 1,000 Earths out there. That's hard to fathom, right? It's hard to even believe it. But think about it. God did create everything. I mean everything. And just stop and look at the stars at night and imagine how far each one is away, and imagine how many millions more of them you can't see. They're so far. And imagine that each one of those stars is a sun with a potential solar system around it. And imagine the numbers. If you ran the numbers, what's the odds that another star out there has an Earth that's an exoplanet that's orbiting that sun just the right distance to allow another group of or civilization similar to us could be out there You know what? Because the universe is so big, because God is so enormously, unbelievably, incredibly, scientifically creative, there could be 1,000 Earths out there. And I think about that and think, so not little green men running around, but I mean some type of other civilizations, creatures that God has made. Look at the creatures on this planet alone. How many? Look at them all, how different they are, and yet they're so unique and so perfectly made. God is incredible. I've often wondered, why is there 12 foundations in heaven? And did you see how big heaven is? According to the scripture, it's 1,500 square miles. It's half the size of the United States, wide, that much long, and that high, with 12 different levels in it, foundations in it, with the names of the 12 apostles on them, and 12 gates in the city made of pearl, and 24 thrones sitting around the blood-washed throne of God, 24 elders, and beasts flying around. And people who have died and went to heaven and came back have several have say that the swaying of the grass and the flowers and the leaves on the trees are singing, making music. I mean, Pastor Walt, who died for 20-some minutes and then was brought back, told how just the grass and the flowers and the leaves were all making beautiful music that was unbelievable, beyond anything we have on earth. Are you serious? So when I thought about our DVDs that just came in, some of the greatest teachings on this subject, aliens, AI technology, the advancement toward the mark of the beast, and the Antichrist, remember this, these fallen ones in the book of Genesis, these principalities and powers, the spiritual wickedness in high places. Remember, Satan and 1/3 of the angels were cast out, but 2/3 of the angelic host are on our side. There's nothing to fear when you're with God. And that's why Bart put together a phenomenal film. We shipped that to you. But also in the Aliens, AI, and the Antichrist, this was an incredible webinar. And boy, L.A. Marzulli, there's the two disc, disc 1 and disc 2. He was the keynote speaker for this conference. L.A. Marzulli is unbelievable with his presentation and his PowerPoint presentation and film. Pastor Paul Begley, this was one of my best ones I've ever done. Russ Dizdar takes you into the Antichrist and the demons of the Antichrist. Steve Quayle is incredible and has predictions that the Vatican will do. Rex Bear speaks for 2.5 hours and takes you on location in places in the Southwest and up in Utah, and climbs into caves and shows you ancient writings of ETs, extraterrestrial, little aliens, on the walls of caves from 2,500 years ago. Mike from around the world makes an incredible prediction of the alien invasion, and you need to hear that. And Pastor Mark Biltz brings out one of the best sermons ever on this subject and the prophecies of the book of Jeremiah. Get this now. And also let me send you that free mask and hand sanitizer that I want you to have. I'll send those for you free. Order yours today. They just arrived. We've shipped out a ton of them yesterday and today, and we still, of course, want you to get your order in right now. And remember, folks, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what's out there. Jesus Christ will be the Lord. He is the King of all kings and the Lord of all lords. And he's coming soon. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Don't be left behind. Don't be left behind.